I love Dark and Darker. If this game magically turned into a woman, you know, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do some nasty things to it. You know what I'm saying? I fucking love this game. This game is so fucking addicting. If you haven't played this game, you need to try it. I think it's February 6th when the next playtest comes out. I just this game is so addicting. I feel like this is if this is what meth is, what it's like taking meth, then I understand why people get addicted. I can't stop playing this game. Every time this game comes out for alpha test, I legitimately just can't, like, I can't play any other game. I just can't. And even after the playtest, I almost don't find any game fun. Like, what's the point? What's the meaning of life anymore when this game gets off playtest? I don't know what it is that is so magical about this game. Me and my roomie Scott, we always talk about this shit. Like, what makes this game just so popular and so fucking amazing? There's just something about it that's just, it, like, someone said, I think someone commented on a video and said, like, it brings back those old vibes of, like, how it felt playing Halo 3 as a kid back in the day. And I feel like that is what it feels like, because man, when you played Halo 3, it was such an addicting experience. You just couldn't stop fucking playing that shit. Dude, I remember one night, me and my brother and our friend legitimately stayed up all night playing that game. Like, I didn't sleep. I just couldn't stop playing Halo 3. Literally played it till the morning, went to school, literally passed out in class, got fucking sent to the principal's office, straight up was in trouble over fucking Halo 3. That's how addicting that game is. And that's how I feel when I play this game. I put, like, what? A total from the second and third playtest, I put in 30 hours into this game. But just from playtest 3, which was way longer than the second playtest, I put, like, what, only 90, I think it was 90, and then the second playtest I put in 30 so hours. But man, what a phenomenal experience. Me and my buddies love this game because we love Tarkov, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like I can't even play Tarkov anymore just because of, like, how which leads me into what I want to talk about is, like, the things that I love about this game. And comparing, you know, I hate when people are like, you can't compare those games to each other because they're just so completely different from each other. It's like, bro, no shit, dude. It's a fucking modern warfare type game in Russia compared to a medieval fucking dungeon crawler shit. But the same aspects of the idea of what the game is about is the same. It's you and your friends going into a map, killing either scavs, you're killing some PvE type units, you're killing bosses, you're killing mobs or scavs, whatever, and then you're being faced with other parties. You kill them, you take their loot, you get the dopamine hit, the serotonin, you feel good that you just shit on someone and took all their shit, and then you escape and then you stash it or take it in the next raid. It's literally the same idea. But the functionality of this game, and it could be, I don't know what it could be, a multitude of things of why this game functions so well, but the fact that, like, a company that's been out for a year legitimately just, I feel like they've just been knocking it out of the park. Like, the fact that I can get into a game in a matter of seconds, even when they were hitting, I think they said that their highest was 100,000 that they were hitting, but, you know, on average, every time I was checking, it was around 50,000, somewhere around there. But just the fact that, like, a company that has been in the works for only a year and a game for a year is just phenomenal. That I'm able to play this game at this, like, rate of play. Like, yeah, there's been some downtimes, but like compare that to AAA title games that always come out, and I know that those games probably have way more numbers than your average, or than, you know, like this game, you know, like comparing to, like, WoW or something, like, where WoW literally has millions every time an expansion comes out. And I'm not a complete genius on exactly how, you know, networking and all that shit works. I have very basic knowledge of that, which I'm actually working on my Network Plus right now. But I digress. Um, I just love how fast you get into a game. When I play Tarkov, I hate whenever that feeling. You know what is more annoying than dying in Tarkov? Knowing that when you die, you now have to go through the whole process of like rebuilding your gun. Maybe you have presets, maybe you don't. Then, if you're playing with a group, you're waiting for your group to get out or die. Then they gotta fucking gear up. Or you could run your scav, whatever. Usually I don't. I always wait for my buddies. Sorry, I'm eating. I'm eating sunflower seeds. They're so good. They're pickle flavored. Yeah. But I just like how fast you get into games, and then comparing that to Tarkov, I just can't do it no more. Like waiting for that, dying, getting out, rebuilding a kit, then taking about 3 to 7 minutes to load into the next map for you to get one tap by a Timmy in the face by a pistol. It's fucking the worst feeling ever, because you're like, fuck, I gotta go and re-kit all that shit over again, and it's so fucking frustrating. I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal, but when you've played Dark and Darker and you get that base kit that you can just straight up like, all right boys, let's just go in 0 to hero. We get this fucking free base gear. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to equip anything. We just hit that play button and just fucking get right back into the game. And it's such a underappreciated thing this game has provided to us. I love it. Off that topic, going into the gameplay mechanics to me are super fun. Some people want like Mortal like mechanics, like directional combat. Like I was talking to someone on Reddit, they want like directional combat where like you could actually like deflect swords and, you know, by directional inputs based on how your mouse is positioned. And I think that's a cool idea. I don't think it's necessary, but it would be a cool idea. I love where the combat is now, to be honest with you. Like, I'm addicted to it. Like, I kind of like the simplicity. I love how easy it is for newcomers to come in compared to like when you play Tarkov, like how many keybinds there are and the movement and like how everything works. There's such a high learning curve with like a game like Tarkov, but like this game I feel like is such a soft core version of like Tarkov, to where it's more accessible to people. They can really just jump in with their friends and just really have a good time. And it's so simplistic. You know, there's not even a fucking sprint button. I mean, there is a slow walk and crouch functionality, but you get what I'm saying. Like, there's, you know, like Tarkov has like, you can crouch at different levels. You can prone, you can crouch, you have to like, when you run, if you want to jump while running, you gotta make sure you jump off your, I forget if it's your right or left foot. I forget whatever it is, but it's just a lot to learn, where this game is like, yeah, there's still a lot to learn, but I still feel like it's much more it's way more easy for people to grasp than Tarkov is, or some of the other survival games I've played, like DayZ. Like DayZ's I feel like it has a pretty high learning curve. You get lost very easily. This game provides you a mini map, you got a compass, and you get the names above your friend's head so you don't actually shoot them, which happens all the time in games like Tarkov and even DayZ. I feel like it's a lot easier in Tarkov than it is DayZ, because you barely get that many engagements depending on the type of server you're playing on. And I will say that the things that I am most excited for when it comes to this game are when the Bard class comes out, because I want to roleplay as the Bard so badly. Because I'm not gonna lie, roleplaying as a God-fearing cleric is fucking fun. Like, I hated the cleric when I first started playing it, but I learned to love it later on, because I just needed to give it more time. I'm not gonna lie, I do not like the barbarian class. I think it's the most boring class, but that's just naturally because I don't like two-handed weapons. I don't like two-handed like classes. I've always played like range classes. That's just always been my thing. Oh, I do look like a little elf. Yeah, right. I'm like, yeah, like the drawing here is really an inspiration to how I've been feeling about this game. I really love this game. Like, it's just inspired me to like make videos and more content over this game, because I just genuinely love this game. I also love the fact that there's classes in the game. It just brings more variety. I love that you can like have different builds and different perks and stuff like that. It's so like it's just so fucking legit. But yeah, other than wanting to see the bard class, I really want to see I hope they don't do it too soon, but at some point I can't wait, like when the game officially comes out, like whenever they open up that skill thing. I forget what it's called, but when you go to perks, there's like a menu and there's like a wizard dude right in the corner. He's like, I'm the skill guy or whatever. I don't know, I forget what it said exactly. I'm literally just free balling this recording right now, so I don't really remember. But I can't wait to see when like quests get involved and you can actually like do stuff, and I really hope the quests are very interesting and fun, and maybe when they start adding lore they can add quests that have something to do with the lore, which would be awesome. Speaking of lore, I'm like right here, I'm drawing the locusts. This was a really challenging part right here. Like I'm not used, like this drawing was very out of my comfort zone. I've never really drawn things like this before. But it was super fun to do, and honestly I'm very proud of myself with this one. I totally am thinking about drawing more classes with the same background, with the same demon, and then just do every class with it and then maybe combine them all. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching and liked the art. See ya!